I thought I would show you how to sew some fabric onto the canvas. So I've prepared my finished piece here. I've cut a 1/2 inch seam allowance here, and I've marked with a pencil just here this center point, and I've done that very easily by just folding the piece in half so that I've got these two little ends together, and then I can just pinch that, and then you see I've just marked with a pencil quite very easily just along there like that. No one will ever see that mark. And so now I know that I've got my central position. I've done likewise with the fabric that I'm using. I've folded this in half and marked the central position. Now I want to do is I want to mark the two ends here and here, and I did that simply by just laying it down and lining it up and here, and then I've made a pencil mark on this end and a pencil mark on that end. It's as simple as that. So I'm ready to begin. To prepare my beadwork for stitching, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a row of stitching very close to here, and that will give me a support, and there's another really good reason that I'll tell you about in a moment. But I'm going to use a zipper foot. So this is one here, and if you see how I've set it up, I purchased one of these ones that slide along, so you can, undo it and you can slide it along, and I've actually, and it only cost me about £7, so it was a real worthwhile purchase. And I've got it so that the needle is on the extreme left-hand side, so that when I stitch, this is going to go really, really close to my beadwork, and I can use this here to push against the beadwork. So I'll just bring it in and position it, and see how that's sitting right up against there. That's going to give me, and I'll lower the needle. Now that's going to give me a really great stitching line right up close to the bead. So I'll just run some stitching down, and you'll see, and I'll just go slowly, and you can see it's coming up really close to that beaded edge, and I can just push along very close and go all the way down. And then if I want to, once I get to the end, I'll just take it up, and then I'll continue all the way around the whole square. Now I'm not sure if you can see, but my stitching line is very close up against those beads, and in fact if I turn it to the back you can see it there. Now I've used a pale thread. There, look, if you see it just running along there now. I've used a pale thread which matches my fabric. However, you could use, a dark blue thread that matches the beads, and then that would show up very clearly. I'm going to use this line as a guide for stitching, because when I put my two right sides together of my fabric, I'll be able to run along that thread line, and that is I know where to stitch. Here is my fabric that I'm going to stitch to here. Now, as you know, I've already cut this to 1/2 inch, which is my seam allowance. So now, and of course I have to have the right sides together, so I'll turn this over, and on the wrong side, as you recall, I've made my marks. Now, if I line that up with the edge of this, I know when I stitch it, I'm going to get my 1/2 inch seam allowance here. So I can now pin, and I'll pin the center, and you can pin through the beads without a problem. I'm just going to pin the center in place and make sure that those two marks match up. And then now I know that that's the edge of the stitching here. I can pin this one in place as well, and just get it lined up on the outside edge. And I will do the same on the other side as well, and that one there, that mark, represents the other side. Now I've turned my work over and you can see I've put lots of pins in, and I've lined up these two edges so that the backing fabric and the edge of my beading fabric are level. And of course when I run my row of stitching along the edge of the beads, and of course I've got my guide stitching here to see what I'm doing, then I know I'll have my 1/2 inch seam. I'm going to sew from the edge of the beading to the other edge of the beading. You can see I've got lots of fabric left over. It's because I'm going to miter my corners. Now I've lined the needle and the zipper foot up against the edge of the fabric. I'm going to take my needle down so that it sits just at the very end. Good, and when I've got it in position, then I can lift this and take out my pins. I don't like to run over the pins because I don't want to risk breaking a needle or anything. So I'll just do a stitch and then maybe a back stitch, and then slowly I can just carry on down, taking out needles as I go. If you've basted it by hand, you don't need to worry about that. Now I can just carry along, and I'm going very slowly, and I don't know if you can see, but I'm using this stitching line here as a guideline, and I know that then I'm going to be quite close to the beads. Now I can always go back and do a second row of stitching if I need to make sure. See, notice I always stop with the needle in so that then I can lift it and bring it back down again, and then just come in, and I'm making sure that I'm really close to that stitching line, and having that stitching line gives me the assurance that I know that I'm in the right spot. I'll just continue on to the end. I finished my row of stitching, and then what I did, if you can see, I came back in and then did a second row of stitching, and I could get in a little bit closer once I'd finished with all the pins. So the way that I lay it out now is I want this to stay flat. So, and you can iron this because the beads won't mind the iron. So I'm going to lay it back, it will be this way, so that when I turn it over, it's going to sit, and once that's ironed, and look how lovely and flush that is, and how nicely that sits. So you can really see that I've got a great close seam with my fabric next to my beads. Now I finished sewing on my side panels, and you can see here that my stitching goes right up to the corner, so they meet, each line meets at the corner, and I've done that on purpose. Although these ends are free still, it's so I can make a mitered corner. And if you look on the right side, you can see that both of the panels meet up nicely, and I've got a nice flat corner. Now I'll show you how to make the mitered corner. So what we do is, first of all, lay the work down and bring the two sides together so you have your work in half like this, and then I can lay my two fabrics down right side together. So these are the two end panels. Okay, so I've got that there in half. Here's my two end panels, and my stitching, my end of my stitching is just there. You can see where the threads are is where my stitching finishes. I'll line these up nicely, and now what I need to do is to bring in my ruler. Now I have a ruler that has a 45-degree angle on it, and I just line the 45-degree angle up. You can see there with the top of these two strips, and the left hand side of the ruler here is just right here on my stitching line. So when I've got it all lined up nicely, I'm going to take a pen and I'm going to mark from that stitching line, just make sure I'm in position, from that stitching line along here down to the end. And I'm just using a pen so I can see it clearly. There we go. So that is my line that I'm going to be stitching with, and all that remains for me to do is to put some pins in while it's still laying nice and flat, and I'll stitch that. So I'll just go and stitch it from there to there, and then I'll come back and show you how it looks. I'll also press it, and I'll come back and show you how the finished product looks. I finished stitching my corner, and what I've also done is I've trimmed away, if you can see here, the fabric here. I've trimmed it here so that I can iron it out nice and flat. So I've done all that, and I've ironed these out open, and if I turn it over, you can see now I have a really lovely mitered corner. And in fact, they're all done, and it looks lovely.